I feel like I've been on this journey my whole life because it started with my name, Talitha Cumi, which literally means little girl wake up. And I can't say it's been easy. There's been a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, but I believe life is all in your decision making. The I Am Talitha Cumi show is a combination of things that I love to talk about, and I want to enlighten you, encourage you, and inspire you to be the best you can be with some help from me and my guests. Let's talk about it.
What's poppin', buddy? See, I got the leftovers from Auntie. Let's go ahead and crack these damn leftovers and make it good. It's a rib slider.
And we are live here at the Botham Jean Foundation Gala event, you guys. Did you know that the real New Year is not on January 1st? It's on March 20th. So the real New Year's Eve is March 19th, with New Year's Day being March 20th. So you guys don't worry if you haven't kept up your New Year's resolutions, because you still have a little bit of time. So is there anything that I left?
No, other than my name is pronounced Georgia.
I was pronouncing that all wrong. Georgia Nay. My bad. I hate when people pronounce my name wrong too.
Tappity Kuma.
Phenomenal woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand and fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's in the fire in my eyes, and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mastery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need of my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Peace and love. That's Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. I am Solid Truth.
Button on.
Hey y'all, hey, it is your girl Talitha Cumi, and I want to welcome you to the I Am Talitha Cumi show on the Food for the Soul Media Group Network. And we are here today for a special Gumbo Mix third Friday show. We thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the show, remember you can catch us here at our normal time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can catch us on Food for the Soul YouTube station or Food for the Soul Media Group FB. And check out our re-airs on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio. Got a little tongue tied. Shout out to Quan with Gorilla Cross Media on the ones and twos, keeping us looking and sounding right. Shout out to my baby, Big Bobby B, who is in the chat room right now. Our disclaimer as always, these are our opinions, not fact, just our opinions, and some of the opinions of our guests are not always the opinions of the I Am Talitha Cumi Show, Food for the Soul Media Group, or Gorilla Cross Media. And if you want to weigh in, leave us a comment in the chat room on our YouTube station or FB page.
Please follow us and like our page, and of course share it. If you're watching us live on the Food for the Food for the Soul Media Group YouTube station right now, hit the subscribe button for me. Also, go to the Instagram and follow us on Food for the Soul Media Group, and I am Talitha Cumi, with underscore, of course.
Yes.
And also, we are looking for sponsors and donors to help keep our show a priority and bringing you great news, good discussions, and great guests, and we need you. So if you're looking to be a guest or promote your business with us, go to foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com or inbox us today.
So you guys, last week's show, we had special guest Camila Bywater. So shout out to her, and make sure you guys go and vote when early voting is out here, that you all that are in her district. And today's show is a very special show, you guys, because we are doing our fourth Friday today, because we are saying goodbye to our dear friend Solid, who will be leaving us. And so before we get into the show, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the exciting things that you have coming up for you and Solid Truth LLC.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I have enjoyed the last year. We've had so many good times, so many good discussions and interactions, and a lot of talent. So I have appreciated being here with Food for the Soul Media Group. And Solid Truth LLC, of course, is my company. I'm a spoken word artist, but I'm also an event coordinator. So we have a lot of wonderful events coming up. We are also hosting our first event for the year for the United States Poet Laureate, and this is Ada Limon. I'm working exclusively with Poetry Promise, and we are hosting our event over at the West Charleston Library. That's going to be on June 2nd. And on June 8th, we are hosting Nate Hobb with Safe House, and Safe House is a domestic violence shelter that I lived in for about 18 months and changed my life. But Nate Hobbs and his mother are actually doing a domestic violence awareness and prevention event. It's called Raiders Day. That's going to be on June 8th, and it's going to be at Brindley Middle School. I'll be making that announcement on social media pretty soon. And then we have our June 12th event. That's going to be at the Kianga Palacio Park, and that's right over behind the West Las Vegas Arts Center and Doolittle Community Center. I'll be performing there as a spoken word artist, and that will be for Juneteenth. That's going to be sponsored by the Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival. All the other events, you guys, it's a long list of events for the next 6 months. We have lots and lots of stuff coming up. Definitely take a look at that. Don't forget about the August 25th, the Las Vegas Black Music Awards. It's been an honor to be working with Blink Show TV, Food for the Soul, and our wonderful group. We are looking forward to an excellent presentation this year. So you guys get your nominations in, vote, and make sure you get your tickets. So follow the fro. You can follow me at Solid Truth LV on social media, and you can follow my company at Solid Truth LLC. So look forward to great things coming up for us, and sign up for our newsletter.
Well, thank you so much. That is the reason why I bought these awesome drinks, and I'm not a promoter. It's not a commercial, but I just wanted to toast to you and your endeavors. Thank you so much for being a part of Food for the Soul. And I'm like, here, clink, 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 clink. Yeah, we needed to make that clink, clink sound. Clink, clink. So I just wanted to make sure that I shouted her out. And if you guys did not notice, by Solid's awesome performance, and if that didn't give it away, today's topic is I Am a Woman Phenomenally. We got Solid in the building, we got Kay in the building, and one of our former guests whose face you will be seeing more of is none other than Miss Amber Hunter. And I got a lot of stuff on my mind, y'all, so I want to go ahead and get into it. So my first thing I want to talk about, and I want to talk about it briefly, but I need to say something about the alleged new video circulation of Cassie and Diddy. So I was trying to find different things to talk about. And like I said, we're talking about, phenomenal women and different things like that. But I just wanted to kind of base the show around women and the choices and different things that we make, right? So we're talking about us being phenomenal women. And I really, at this point, I don't really give a damn about Diddy. But I want to talk about Cassie, right? And so my question is, what do you guys think may have made her stay so long? And did the lawsuit ever state why now? Like what made her say enough is enough and he needed to pay for, the things that she went through? And I'm going to go with Solid first because I know that you've kind of been through that. So what do you think made her stay?
Well, there's a lot of things that make women stay. As a survivor and as an advocate for domestic violence prevention and sexual assault prevention, I know that sometimes it takes a while to get up the courage to speak your truth. Sometimes there's still fear involved. There could still be a sense of control. I'm not sure whether or not they were still in communication or had any contact, but when a person has been through a certain level of trauma, it can be challenging to get back into the walk of a regular life, to turn that brain off where you're in fight or flight all the time. So that's something that we help with, at the Safe House, but I'm not sure what she went through. But as knowing that it takes a long time to speak your truth, we have to, leave that door open and allow women to be able to do that when they're ready. We don't know what her mind was telling her. We don't know how she was feeling until she tells us.
Right.
And a lot of times, and I know for me personally, it took years and years. And I just went to work and got in relationships and just kept going on and on and on, not knowing that I was just, creating a pattern of behavior. So shout out to Cassie for, speaking her truth, standing up, even after that long. As we can see, there's a lot of rape victims and domestic violence victims that don't speak up, men and women. And so each person has their own individual story. So, I pray for her and her family that they are able to, handle all of the media coverage about what's going on. It was shocking for me to see it. Someone sent it to me and didn't warn me, and I was,
and
slightly traumatized. Because thank God no cameras were around when I went through.
And I happened to see it, and I didn't even know what it was, and so I thought that it was a man that he was attacking, whoever this person in this tower was, because it didn't really say. And then I found out that it was actually her, allegedly, and I'm going to keep saying that. And so I think that when you have not been in an abusive situation at all, I think that a lot of times we don't understand the mindset, of the woman. And I just wanted to know, kind of what you thought, because I know that I'm like, okay, was it the money, was it
there's so many things. It's a form of control, it's a form of manipulation. It doesn't start off, no one starts off beating you and cussing you out and calling you names. It's a psychological thing, and the men who do it, and women do it too. I don't want to make it seem like it's one-sided. There are many women who are abusive and controlling as well, and we deal with both sides of that story. But in this case, I believe that she was a vulnerable younger lady, and there's a sense of power. I mean, who wouldn't want to be with someone like Diddy? He has a lot of money. He has access to a lot of things. He even dated J-Lo, so no one is talking about the many women that he's dated, and people have spoken about it, but no one has come forward. So by her being that brave and coming forward, perhaps she found a safe space to be able to say that. It took me, I think I was 35 when I went to the shelter, but I had been getting abused since I was 8 years old. So I mean, I could think of all the years and all the relationships, all the jobs, all the houses, all the different people that I dealt with, and I didn't feel comfortable sharing my truth with any of those, not even my church family. So.
And ultimately, it looks like, from the perspective of the outside world, it was the idea of the dream that he had sold her. If she had left, she was not going to get her record published. That was one of the biggest things. That was one of the biggest reasons why they said that she stayed and she endured that. But when she did get the support that she needed from the gentleman that she's currently married to, who was actually Diddy's trainer. So he was helping her and supporting her. And the reason why she waited so long to file that claim was because she waited to the last day of the victims
statute of limitations, the victim thing. Okay.
The victim's impact in New York, and she filed, and she was successful in filing. And it's really sad that even now, after she's been compensated for her pain and suffering, which is something I don't think money can ever make up for. Right. They want her to relive that trauma by
showing
those videos.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, where did they get the video from when allegedly P. Diddy had bought the video?
Yeah.
I've
seen that.
He bought that video. So even after the fact, where did it come from?
So
I think the state has a right to press charges in certain cases.
Okay.
And with everything that's been going on with him, as things come out, we know that same thing happened with all of the other people who, as things come out, people get bolder, they get more confident, they get a little money, so it's unfortunate. I'm sorry that that's what I had to wake up to today, but again, I dedicated my life to advocacy and prevention, and I'm starting with as little as second and third grade, because it's not something that people just do when they get older. It starts when you're very young.
Little.
Especially if you've been in a household where you saw that type of behavior.
All the time.
You wonder why men hit women, because they saw their dad hit their mom.
Exactly.
And so that's a learned behavior. And then you have some women that tolerate that because that's a learned behavior.
Yeah, that's conditioning your kids.
That's experiencing that and seeing that made me the exact opposite. Because my philosophy was, if a man ever puts his hand on me, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Point blank. And I grounded myself with that type of persona of defensiveness, not just against men, but against everybody. Because I have to protect self.
Yeah.
And it also speaks to, I get to coach and mentor a lot of women and men, and not everyone has seen abuse. Sometimes it's their voice has been stifled. They haven't been able to speak up. They didn't have a sense of control. They felt vulnerable or victimized or didn't feel protected by their parents. So it's not, we've noticed that it's not always those people who that's one of the things. Most of the time people are hurt people. Right. However, we have recognized now that it's a lot of people that just don't feel like they're being heard or respected by their parents or supported. They're being shoved around. They didn't get the love that they wanted, and now they have to have a sense of control over other people. And it's unfortunate, but again, we just want to do what we can to hopefully alleviate that and prevent that, and watch for the signs and the red flags.
Yeah, and it's just like one of our guests is saying, with her, it was probably finding someone that would listen. That would believe her. He's the man with the money. He's got the bag.
And you gotta think also, she's a celebrity. She's a celebrity. So she doesn't know how this is gonna impact her life and her future.
Right.
So she doesn't want to just open and just be like, oh my gosh, this happened to me right away, because who knows what kind of blackmail Diddy has on her.
Right.
Like, nobody thinks about that until after the fact. So I think that's a big part too.
And so that makes me wonder, like, what makes our women in our current communities, if they don't have anything to lose, why do they stay in those situations?
That's a good question.
So if you have the strength to escape or to leave,
mental manipulation.
Yeah,
it's hard. Once a man or a woman, regardless of what the situation is, once they put you in that mindset, you know how hard it is to alleviate that mindset? It's a learned behavior, even as an adult. So it's not easy to just like, okay, I'm just gonna let go. You kind of have to. That's a hard, it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
So you got to give them their kudos when they do go through that, especially if they have children and whatever. Yeah, it takes a lot.
And so kudos to Cassie, and like Solid said, prayers
all
to
the
her
survivors,
and
women.
prayers to her
I hope that
family
didn't trigger her
and everything. And that too. So my next question, you guys, is about a podcast I was watching with Dr. Umar Johnson. Yes. And for this particular question, I have to play a little bit of his video so you guys can see what he was saying, and then I'll ask my question.
Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough. She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
And so my question is, because I was watching that, and I frequently watch a lot of Dr. Umar stuff, because some of the stuff I really can get into, some of the things that he believes and he talks about. But I want to know, do you guys agree that, agree with what he said about the men? And do you think that we as women, we have no fault? We have no fault in any of this. I'm just talking about the fact that he was just talking about how the women, especially the single women, that it's hard for them to meet good men because the men before those men didn't raise those men to be good men.
I can't say that we have no fault. I think it's more of fight or flight.
Yeah.
Because we have to survive, especially if we have children. We have to take care of our children. So if we find a man and we think he's a good man and he's not bringing to the table the things that are required in order for my household to be stable or somewhat stable, then I feel that I'm going to have to go out and get it done for myself. Therefore, she's not relinquishing her authority as a woman. She's not saying, okay, I'm going to go into my soft girl era and I'm just going to let you be a man. But how can I let you be a man when you don't know how to be a man? We don't even have bread. I don't even have laundry detergent, but you've got beer. You know, these are it's fight or flight. I think that's what it is. And so many women have fought so hard to have the ideal family. Like with the introduction of the New Deal, back when they started subsidized programs and shutting down the factories, and they were giving the mom food stamps, welfare, housing, that made her the primary breadwinner, while the husband didn't have anything to do. So he'd go out, gamble, hang out with his friends, and he wasn't contributing to the household. And at the end of the day, I don't need you. I can do this by myself. So when she did find a man that she brought into the house and felt that he was going to be a good role model, he was going to benefit her household, he was going to be a supportive parent to her children, and he didn't come through, it's fight or flight. It's me or my family.
And I want to, and I remember us talking about this, and we disagreed on this with Solid, and not in a bad way, but in a way that we were like, you and I were like, okay, well, if a man comes in and he's willing to take responsibility, let's let him.
Yeah.
But I want to talk from the standpoint of what Solid was talking about, because it sounds like Dr. Umar was agreeing more with you by saying that you had to play both roles because you had to do that. And that's just what it was.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, because men are not, you came across somebody who wasn't a man to you. So you're like, okay, fight or flight. I got to do this. I got to be the man and the woman. I have to be.
Well, I didn't take it. So I think, let me correct, because I agree with portion. I think I agree with a portion of what Dr. Umar says, and I'm from Philadelphia, just like him. But I wasn't disagreeing with what he was saying, and I think that it does us as women and men a disservice when a person who may or may not have experienced that puts everyone into one bucket. So that I think that's criminalistic in a way, because now you're saying all Black children that come from single parent homes have been going through this. All Black children and all men who were not raised by their fathers or didn't have a 2-parent household are not going to be successful. So there are some people who were raised by a village. There were some people, like I said, for myself, I have a huge extended family. So when people say a woman has been masculine because she took on both roles, so when I'm in the household and I'm fixing my kids something to eat, I'm feminine, but if I have to go and pay the bills, then I'm being masculine. But if my baby daddy is coming to babysit for me while I'm going to work, then what is that? So I think that what we're not doing, what I feel like we're not doing, is we're not asking the people who went through the experiences. Everyone is passing judgment because they see it from the outside, and this narrative has been replayed over and over and over again in the news, in documentation when you're getting benefits for food stamps and welfare. But if you've been through it and you understand that it's not necessarily about the feminine and the masculine, but it's just the support system. So I don't feel like it's being masculine if a woman has to raise her children. I feel like she's just doing what needs to be done, and it necessarily doesn't have to be out of fear or fight or flight. It's just a motherly instinct, and only a mother would know that to nurture. But I'm also going to choose good friends. I'm also, all of me and my friends, we hung out, we party, but we party all together. We had sleepovers with all the kids. Every time we had something, all of our kids were there. We always had a babysitter. So I don't know, I can't speak for those people, but for me, I just wish we could be heard a little bit more and not be talked to about what we've experienced. I think that people should listen. I should ask questions. Ask a person, what did you experience, instead of telling somebody what the Black woman needs and what the Black woman wants and what ask them. Ask us what we need, because we're vocal. I mean, and I don't think we at this point need people to speak for us who haven't been through our experience, and that's what I wish Dr. Umar would do a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Because I wonder if he even had. What type of home did he grow up in?
Yeah, and because he said he had 2 daughters. So I know
as a child,
he's raising.
When he was raised, like I was raised in a single parent home, and my mom had to raise men and women in her house. So she had to put on the pants of a man in order to teach my brother to be a man. This is how you mow the yard. Come outside. Let me show you how to start this lawnmower. Let me show you how to do this around the house. Teach him how to be a man. But at the same time, try to teach me how to be a woman. But at the same time, I'm watching my mom have to play both roles. She had no choice. She had no choice. It was either she go in and do the things that she had to do to raise her children to be adaptive in society, or watch us fail. And that's why you have so many confused children, so many unruly situations right now, because they give up or they don't put forth that effort. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fight for your children and raise them up to be the way that you think they should be, because sometimes your community or the people that you call a support group, they aren't supporting your kid. They're not going to buy your children's shoes. They may say they are, but they're not. It's not so much about the femininity aspect of it. It's about what a woman has to do to play both of those roles.
And this person says that it takes 2, but most women have taken on the role without being asked to.
Yeah.
And so,
Exactly.
and that's a whole nother aspect.
That's a whole nother
from
story.
feminine and
that's a
masculine to
whole
just
nother-
household responsibility.
Yes.
Like that's
Yeah.
just what it is. Like not everything has to be, well, yes, I do feel like there is femininity and masculinity, but I do also feel like there are some things that are just household things.
Yes.
They're just
Society told
responsibilities.
us.
Right.
They're just right. And I think the society that we have nowadays, they're so caught up on this is feminine, this is masculine, when in reality, this is my life. This is what I have to do to live.
And this is
Like,
what we
this is
need, and
it.
this is
Like,
what we need to do to raise our children.
Exactly.
Period. Whether I'm the mom
Exactly.
or whether I'm the father.
Exactly.
And so, with that being said, you guys, we're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, more from the Gumbo Mix special third Friday, y'all. Third Friday. No, change.
Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Look. Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.
And we're back. If you just joined us, thank you for tuning in to the I Am Talitha Cumi show, the Gumbo Mix on Food for the Soul Media Group, and this special third Friday edition. Our show tonight has been sponsored in part by the Las Vegas Black Music Awards, being hosted on Sunday, April 25th. If you would like to be a sponsor, volunteer, or a performance artist at the weekend events, go to www.lasvegasblackmusicawards or email foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com or email me solid@solidtruthllc.com for more information. So my segment is What You Talking About? And what I wanted to talk about is a celebrity woman in the news who actually rose above a scandal or bad press. And the person that I chose to talk about is Tiffany Haddish. Now, Tiffany Haddish is a comedian. She's an author. She has starred in lots of movies, and she has been drugged up and down the down the yellow brick road about a number of things. I think that first of all, I love the fact that she kept it real and she kept it hood. I also, as a PR specialist, I do think that, she made some decisions that perhaps could have gone another way. Maybe she might have needed a little bit of direction. But I think her bounce back and her comeback is real. She has a book out called I Curse You With Joy.
All I can hear is Girls Trip. I don't give up.
So like I said, I Curse You With Joy is her book, and she ready, that's her little tagline. So I think she's ready. I think that she's learning from her experience. She's been ostracized for her comments. She had a issue with some child inappropriate coverage or inappropriate videos with some comedy, a comedy skit.
Oh, I
and that
that.
actually,
That.
but
Yeah,
she did bounce back. She has some good PR people. So what do you think about the fact that she's been canceled and I guess brought back to life maybe? And so is she coming back? Because I know Amanda Seales is on her head right now about her trip overseas. But I mean, to me, I feel like, okay, so she's not a politician. So how can you actually expect her to choose her vacation plans and her learning? She's trying to learn about her culture. This is how she was raised. So what do you think about that? What do you think about a celebrity just coming back from, being drugged or being canceled by media? What do you think about that?
Dave Chappelle.
Amber.
I was
What
going to
you
say,
got?
actually, I feel like it's very, very positive. I mean, it's possible. Like, I see celebrities come back all the time. It's just about how you come back. I think a big part of it is not really trying your best not to overthink about the things that you did in your past so that you can kind of elevate for your future. I know that no matter what, just like with Chris Brown, when the whole Rihanna situation happened, he came back hard and he's still making music. He's still doing his thing, but it was just in the way that he came back gracefully. Yeah. So I think if she does continue to bring up the situation and she keeps putting it in her skits and whatever, I do think it's going to be hard for her to bounce back the way that she should. Yeah. But I feel like if she just kind of moves on and decides to gracefully do something outside of that realm of her incidents, I think she could come back easily. Yeah. I do think so. As of right now, I don't know. But
But she's definitely getting publicity. She's been on a lot of talk shows promoting her book. She's still getting booked as a stand-up comedian, and she's still getting movies. And so the way I look at it like this is, if y'all ain't paying my bills, then
who cares?
Yes, we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah. Okay. And she can always use her comedy, because that's what comedy is. It is truth telling in a way that allows you to not be so harsh about whatever it is. So I think that if she did it right, like you said, she can kind of use her comedy, play into it a little bit, and then get right off of it and be like, yeah, I'm still doing this.
Yeah,
but like, I'm like, I know I did that. Like how Eminem would always like, okay, I'm this. I already know what you finna say, so I'm finna go ahead and say it. That way, so I take all that power away from you.
Yeah, exactly. And so, exactly. If you're taking the power away from it, as soon as you mention it, and you're like, okay, yes, this is my mistake. I know that I made this mistake. Anyways,
but did she really make a mistake, or was it because some overzealous person was not comfortable or didn't like the way that they made a presentation, that they initiated this cancel culture and dug back in her past and brought something up that wasn't really relevant, that really didn't happen, but because of the current climate, they jumped on a bandwagon and said, oh, Tiffany Haddish did this. I am just so over cancel culture.
And I think that it doesn't matter though, Kay. It doesn't matter because it's the public's perception. So as a celebrity, no matter what happened, no matter when it happened, I got to combat it and figure it out
every
period.
time.
And so, that's why you need good PR teams and people like that who will clean up that mess and help you figure that out. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that she comes back and she makes a good comeback, because you absolutely. I just was watching Chris Brown the other day, and I'm just like, he's so on track to just he's
doing amazing right now.
The greatest himself, and he's been through a lot. He's been through the fire. He learned from it. He ended up talking about it, and talking about what his mistake was, and he's moved on. So I think that we should move on.
And how many years ago was that?
Rihanna's happy.
Oh my goodness!
11.
It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
That's crazy. And people.
And so what
like
you got?
2010.
It was a while ago. It was almost
10
or 12 years ago. So Kay, what you got?
Okay, so my segment is What's Up Vegas, and continuing with the theme of women, I was tasked to talk about a news story about something involving a woman local in Las Vegas. And what I want to talk about, it's on the borderline of domestic violence.
Okay.
But it's targeting of women that's going on in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So back in March, if you know, there was a guy who went in and he killed 3 women and a dog.
Okay.
And then about a week later, about a block away, some guy killed 2 women in their driveway. And then prior to that, there was another incident where a young lady came from out of town and she was found in Henderson. What I'm getting at is that our women are not safe.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you see something, say something. If you try to protect yourself, Las Vegas is number 10 for crimes against women. And as women, we have to protect ourselves, whether it's carrying a firearm, whether it's letting someone. Do you necessarily have to call and tell someone, I'm pulling in a driveway? Because I do. I call and say I'm pulling in the garage.
Same.
You know,
same. I always have somebody on the phone when I'm like going, especially when it's nighttime and it's dark.
So my question is, how can we protect ourselves and make sure that we're safe when we're doing everything that we know to be safe, and watch out for one another and see something, say something, and report what's going on in our neighborhoods? How can we maintain our safety when we're living in a city that's ranked in the top 10 of crimes against women?
I think it's just like you said, just being mindful of your surroundings. And so if I'm out, I know Bobby and myself, it's scary to get involved in something that you see. Like if you see something going on, it's very scary. But I know that we're pretty perceptive when we're out, and like if I see somebody that looks kind of disheveled or something like that, or anything like, even if we see homeless people, sometimes we might look, you know, kind of check it out real quick. Like, is that person okay? And so I think that is a community. As a community, that's what we should be doing constantly, all the time. If something looks off, like you said, say something, or maybe stop, just to kind of make sure that something is not what it is. Keeping somebody on the phone when you're by yourself. When I was single, somebody always had a key to my place. That was close enough to get to me when I needed them to get to me. When I was single, I also, whenever I dated anyone, especially somebody that was new, I would call one of my friends and tell them exactly about this person. No, I would tell them about this person.
Oh, okay.
I would say, okay, this guy, I met this guy, I'm about to go on a date with him. His name is this, this, he has this, his car, here's his license plate number, just in case something happened and pop off, you know where I was going or what was going to happen. So I think that those are some of the only things that I'm thinking that we can do.
Well, no. I mean, I'm still dating. I'm 52. But if I go on it, first of all, I have my location on at all times. So
okay.
I'm like my kids adopted baby.
That's why I said
so our location is on. My daughter, she travels solo. She flies all around the world. Sometimes it's by herself. Sometimes it's 20 of those girls. But our location is always on, regardless. They never have to call and say, "Mom, are you okay?" Because they can see exactly where I'm at. Another thing is, my girlfriend and I, when we go on date, well, I do. She's not necessarily the person who does it, but we should. When we go on dates, the first time we go on dates with people, usually we meet at a casino or we meet somewhere public, and she's in the room, or one of my other friends, a guy friend, is in the room watching to see, you know. And I always drive. No one knows where I live. I don't tell people where I live. I don't let men come to my home. And both of my children carry firearms. They are licensed. I don't. Because I will shoot you. So that's just how it is. I'm just being honest. So, but I think another thing that women can do is take self-defense.
Yeah.
Another thing that we can do is, even though you may not be personally involved in an altercation, it's okay to call somebody. I mean, whatever happens is whatever happens. But the thing is, if you don't, because I know women who personally have been murdered by their partners.
But this Edward Brooks guy, the guy who killed the 3 women in 2 different apartments, these women lived in 2 separate apartments. This man kicked in these women's door and killed 2 women and their dog, and then went to another apartment and killed another woman.
They didn't have cameras?
So that's
and when the police came, they killed him because he was a parolee with a firearm that had burglarized. They were at home.
Yeah.
We are at home. And we're supposed to be in our safe.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be safe at home. And he killed the dog.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just
it's
just not safe.
So what it is like, we're the top 10.
Yeah.
We're in a city that's ranked as the top 10 city with violence against women.
Yeah.
And so we just have to be vigilant. We have to be vigilant. We have to
look out for each other.
We have to look out. We have to look out for each other.
Send location to any friend. When I go on dates, I send my locations to friends. I let them know what he looks like. All of that, just because you just never know.
So in the morning, I'm going to a coffee. I was invited to go to this coffee and meeting, IAM meeting, for Rebecca Edgeworth.
Okay.
And she's running for office, and she wants to just talk about things that are going on in the community.
Okay.
And I think that that's going to be a great topic to talk about, is like the safety of the women in our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, can you even go to the grocery store?
No.
No. Clearly no. So okay, and then something else I wanted to talk about. Talitha tasked me with was
you got about 2 minutes.
Oh, what's going on
about
in
2
Las
minutes.
Vegas?
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why the biggest thing that's going on right now is
DC.
EDC.
The EDC. Oh my gosh. I just did
Ladies,
makeup for
I saw
people at
an
EDC.
alien on my way here, and I almost had a wreck. This woman came out the bushes. I swear she was about 5'4". Her hair was sticking straight up. She had a silver cone on, silver glasses, silver shingles right here, a little piece of silver on her vagina. And she was standing on Flamingo and Arville trying to wave down a cab, and she scared the daylights out of me. So that's what we have to look forward to all weekend long.
Yes. Yeah.
And other than that, I hope that they reschedule the Lovers and Friends, because that was canceled.
Yeah, I was
they
supposed to
said
go.
it was canceled because of the windstorm.
That was a lie. They did not win.
The wind did not
It
come.
winded a little bit. I was looking outside. I'm like, I said, is this the little wind y'all
That's
talking
a
about?
little bit of wind. I was outside.
It was really,
chilling at
really
the pool
windy up in the
somewhere.
mountains.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we
Was
had
it?
a lot of damage.
Because
It was
that's where the
really, really
turbines
windy
are.
in certain areas. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. We had a lot of damage. Windmill and Pollock, and up where I live in Anthem, lots and lots of damage. Trees blown
But I
down.
have never heard of them canceling a concert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's happened. It's happened.
Really?
Really? Because
Okay.
in California,
Even
when they did
Sierra.
Chicago, they did not
And
cancel
the reason
that.
why
They-
is because it's so much outdoor stuff, and then you got to think about those stages and all those millions of dollars of equipment and the lighting, because that happened
They
to
got
us at the
insurance.
Red.
No,
But
you're not
someone
finna-
can really get hurt. There's millions of people
Liabilities.
at those
Yeah, yeah.
concerts, but
I get it.
a lot of people are disappointed. I was sad about it, but I mean,
Yeah.
better to be safe than sorry, because it was up to 65 miles. If
Are
I'm
they
not mistaken.
refunding your ticket?
They
It's
better.
30 days,
They
$325.
better. They better.
In 30 days.
They better.
So yeah, that's what's going on. EDC is the biggest thing that's going on. Of course, we need to start getting ready for the Stellars and the Las Vegas awards that are coming in August.
Yes,
so
the
yeah.
Las Vegas Black Music Awards.
So those are the big things that are happening besides our regular shows. But EDC, if you can get to Vegas overnight, if you can get here by tomorrow, I promise you will see some things you have never seen before.
In your life. In your life. So last but not least, Miss Amber Hunter, the youngin of the show, is in the building. And I want people to know, I want you to talk just a little bit about who you are and then talk about your segment, because we have about maybe 8 or 9 minutes left.
Okay, so my name is Amber. I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I just recently moved to Vegas for a fresh start for my career. I'm a makeup artist. I am a advanced licensed esthetician. I am currently in school for dermatology. I am a woman's health advocate, and I am a goddess. Truthfully, I'm a goddess.
I
so-
need you to prove
Tell
that.
him that. Tell him that.
I got you. So yeah, that's me. That's just a little bit about myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your segment?
And your segment?
So my segment is You Could Have Done Better. So I was supposed to find an article, and I really feel like this is the one that stood out to me the most because it's been talked about, but it's still lingering, and it's gonna be Jada Pinkett Smith. Woo!
Okay.
We love her. We love her.
Talking about homeboy.
Yeah. So just kind of a little background. She is a podcaster as well. She has the Red Table Talk. She has a few books out. She's also an actress. She's been in a lot of different music videos. She's obviously married to Will Smith. She has 3 children, and I feel like a lot of the conversation has been about the book and what's in the book and how she, slept with her son's best friend. And there have been a lot of people kind of just talking about if that was wrong of her to even talk about it in the first place. And I think I wanted to ask you guys, do you feel like it was out of character and inappropriate? Do you think she could have done better for talking about it in her book?
I think that everybody's truth is their truth.
True.
If she chose to talk about it in her book and explain why, what I'm saying, because she got drugged for that. She really did. And they, treated Will bad because he had to sit there and listen to all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But if she put it in her book as a way to say, this is where I was in this time period. It was bad, but this is what happened, in her own words, to be able to shed some light to it and then put it away. I don't think that it would, it's messy, but it's her mess.
Yeah.
So, if she's allowed to say it. Now, it just depends on how it affects her family.
That's
with
the
her
biggest thing that I'm thinking about.
Okay, this is my truth.
Her
I'm
son,
saying
too.
this, but now this being in this book is gonna affect my son for the rest of his life, my daughter for the rest of her life, my husband for the rest of his life. Is it worth me putting all of this in this book for my truth?
Because they're actually talking about canceling her son for something that he has nothing to do. He has nothing to do with this. But like, here we go with this cancel culture thing. That's just like a thing right now when he has nothing to do with it. But there are a lot of people saying like, well, you let it happen. It's like, what? Like, how did he?
Kid.
Yeah, he's a kid.
How is he letting something happen?
Yeah, he's a kid, but they
to
feel
a
like
grown woman who is his mom.
I'm trying to figure out how people can cancel you when they weren't even supporting you, weren't watching your show,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
weren't buying your book, weren't going to your concert. So really, it's just people voicing their opinion. You can't cancel somebody when you ain't paying their bills. That's the way I look at it.
Facts.
I mean,
Tell
you can ostracize them and you can say that you shouldn't watch them, but you already weren't watching, because if you were watching the show, she spoke candidly over and over again, and it was a healing tool for her and Will to speak their truths, because she felt that she was not being heard as a woman in their relationship the whole entire time. If you watch the podcast, you'll see that.
So it's like
she already
August
did it.
said,
Yeah,
hey, yo, Jay, you mind if I hit your mom?
like
Hey, yeah, Jay.
that's
Jay,
what
like,
that's exactly what
if
happened.
that's
like,
what you want to do,
like,
it's cool.
I mean, do you? Like, it's
My
all
mama
good.
do
Like,
need some spice in her life.
what?
One time, though.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
And they're calling Will Smith a simp. For. But my thing is, I feel like he was just, first off, they both had their roundabouts with what they did.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's no reason for y'all to call him a simp when in reality he's just, like you said, protecting his family. He got to do what's best for his family at the end of the day, regardless of what you think is best. And I'm sure there is some undercover stuff that we don't know about, that she only put a limited amount of stuff in that book. So
that
for
you
us
only
to
can.
sit here and judge her and judge them all together as a family unit when we don't really know what is what behind closed doors, like that just doesn't make sense to me.
And he even put that in his book, that he was out there trying to be Superman. He was really focused on his career. He wasn't necessarily putting his family first at that time. He thought that having all the money and the big house was going to be enough. And she clearly stated that that's not what she wanted when she first got involved with him.
Even for her birthday party. I remember that. Yeah, their birthday
these
party.
are not, I think that they just grew together, and I respect the fact that they stayed in the home together, because their children probably would be crazy as bed bugs if they didn't. But that's the thing is, they probably saw that and said, hey, we need to be here together. But also financially, it was a good thing. And their house was big enough for them to be able to live together and be separate at the same time. I definitely agree that they, did a good thing to stay together. And I like the fact that they both were transparent and shared their story, because they are prominent figures and there are a lot of people who respect them. And we still love Will, even though he slapped Chris
Rock. Well, my last question as we get out of here is, who would you say is your most admirable, phenomenal woman, and why? And then anything that they may have taught you that you hold to today. I'm gonna give you all a minute. So Amber, I'm starting with you first.
I'm gonna say Rihanna.
Okay.
Rihanna has been my go-to for the longest, since I was a kid. I actually used to have a poster of her on my wall when I was a kid. I say her because she genuinely taught me to never limit myself. Like never. She decided to go against a corrupt system in the music industry and say, you know what, y'all not gonna give me my music, y'all not gonna give me my money, so you know what, I'm gonna do something else. Yes, y'all have a contract under me, but guess what? I still got makeup. I still got clothes. I still got lingerie. I got a signed partnership with Puma right now. So I think my biggest thing was just being taught to never limit myself and my abilities. And I think for that, I will always love her and look up to her, because as much as people want her to drop music and they're begging her to drop music, I just don't think that's her focus. That's just not her focus, and that's okay. So I think that would be mine for sure.
She having babies.
Yes, and she's great. Like she's like on her third child right now. Like she's not worried about music, and they already put her in a really bad predicament financially. So I just don't think that's her concern. She's not concerned with something that's not going to pay her and her babies. So
pay me.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Dolly is bad. Dolly has been in the industry so many years. She's brilliant. She's quiet. She's focused. She's determined. She's beautiful. She's graceful. She's not in the public eye, but she's in the public eye just enough. And I love her. I love her. She's an artist. She's creative, and she's relevant.
Okay.
She's still relevant.
She is.
And she does not care what you have to say about her. She's loyal to a fault. She's been with her husband for ages, and she didn't put him in the public eye. She let him stay to the sideline. And if you just look at her career, like with Burt Reynolds, and just look at Dolly Parton and where she came from, and how she didn't have anything, and she made her own. Dolly Parton, if you just do your research on Dolly Parton, you would be surprised. She went through abuse. She went through poverty, and look at her now.
What did you learn from her?
Still standing. I learned that you don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything to be a force.
Yep.
Okay.
And she teaches that.
Just do it.
Yep.
She's got
I call it the Beyonce effect.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Solid, what about you?
Yeah.
I admire Sierra.
Okay.
I think Sierra has done an excellent job of maintaining her own identity, sticking with her music, staying in shape, raising her family, and just loving on her man. You get to see her just about every day, but you don't get to hear her say a lot of negative stuff. She's not in everybody's business. She doesn't do more than what is necessary, and whatever she does with her and her husband, you just see the good parts. And to me, I admire that. What she's taught me is, for one, mind your business. For two, mind your business. And for three, mind your business, because girlfriend is still making moves and making money. So I admire her.
And my phenomenal woman is not a celebrity, actually. It's my aunt. I learned a lot from her growing up about how to walk into a room. And she, she modeled, she did hair. She's still doing hair at 70-something years old, which is phenomenal to me. And when she walks into a room still at 70-something years old, heads turn. And they're like, oh my God, she's so graceful. She's so pretty. She's so this, she's so that. And so what I learned from her was to make sure that you have a positive aura wherever you go. So wherever I go and I walk into a room, I want to make sure, not necessarily that I'm seeing, because I really don't care about that, but make sure that my energy is good when I walk into a room, so I don't bring the others down in the room. And so I really, really practice that, especially at work. I try to come in and, hey, everybody, good morning. I try to have this
that's
positive.
funny.
I do.
love that, the good morning.
Because I have to put it on, because I'm not a morning person. But I'm just saying that I try to make sure that I don't bring people down when I come into the room.
Yeah,
so
that's
as we
sad because you have to do that.
Yeah. So as we close the show out, please keep in mind we are looking for positive artists who would like to have a live feature performance to end the show every week. We just need music with some substance and positivity. If you're interested, you can email us at foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com for more information, and you could be our next guest. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Make sure to tune in next week for the ladies of Miss Juneteenth. So we are celebrating early. We are partnering with the Miss Juneteenth pageant, and so we're going to be working with them on their event that they have coming up May the 31st and June the 1st. And then you guys stay tuned in for the month of June. It's Music Month. We got some great things in store for you here on Food for the Soul.
And as always, we are here every Friday at 7:30 p.m. on YouTube station, on our YouTube station, and on our Facebook page, Food for the Soul Media Group. Make sure you subscribe to the station. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. I am Talitha Cumi and Food for the Soul Media Group, and follow me at K2. And follow Solid is leaving, but she's going to be Solid at Solid Truth at LV, and follow the Fro. And you can also follow Amber at Amber AMBX, the goddess.
Yes. Ambexar.
AMBXR. Yeah.
My friend made the name Ambexar, and I just I stuck with it. Ambexar. Yeah.
I like that.
It's like Amber but Star in the mix. It's a combination of the two. So Ambexar, the goddess, has been.
I like it, Ambexar. Ambexar, the goddess. Our show tonight has been sponsored in part by the Arlay Collective. Aren't they lovely? Arlay Collective. Big Bobby B Beats, Las Vegas Black Music Awards, Hey Griffiths LLC, and Solid Truth LLC, and Goddess.
What is your full company name? Goddess
Guru Beauty Enhancements.
Goddess Guru Beauty Enhancements. Well,
yes.
I didn't put that in.
And starting next week, we're going to have a new sponsor. Trist LLC has been launched. So taking us out this we had a great show tonight.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
We did.
And taking us out this performance by Chimney Yoka Branch as we leave you. See you guys soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Last night I saw you standing. I started pretending I knew you, and you knew me too. Just like a baby, you were too shy. But you weren't the only, 'cause so was I. And I dreamed of you ever since. Honey, now I build up my confidence that next time you come my way, I'll know just what to say. Can we talk for a minute?